Award-winning chef Evan Hennessy is a culinary architect. By building recipes with locally sourced ingredients, Evan creates extraordinary cuisine that elevates the dining experience.
Beautiful, nice little slices of tuna. Looks really nice. It's never been cooked. It's beautifully cured.
Using locally sourced food, Evan combines ingredients to create flavors you didn't even know you could enjoy until you taste them, like this bluefin tuna.
We more or less treated this like Serrano ham. So it's been salt cured, smoked, rubbed with 2 different paprikas, coriander, and cinnamon, and then we dry it for 2 weeks. And then we pair it with a really nice warm vinaigrette of roasted sheep fat and black truffles. And then we add these beautiful mustard greens that we picked from the farm just yesterday. We love playing the idea of sort of like, I guess, land and ocean really joining all our entire environment together.
Served in a warm stone bowl with simple ingredients, and the taste was masterful.
That is fantastic.
How'd that get you?
That is fantastic. That gets a double thumbs up. That is fantastic.
That's a good one. It's one of our favorites right now.
Evan and his sous chef, Yundi Lee, work in this open kitchen. This is the primary stove.
I was literally cooking over a campfire, which to me is like, that's amazing. Like, how can you not want to cook over a fire?
Evan's knowledge of food and cooking is impressive, but no need to feel intimidated. If you're lucky enough to sit at the 6-person chef's table, you get dinner and a show. And he's happy to answer all questions.
We love that our guests are super interactive, and they ask us, like, what are we doing? What's this and what's that and what's in that cup and what are you saucing now and where does that come from? And that's so much of what we live for here, is to be able to put all of that in context for our guests.
Evan opened stages at One Washington in 2012. It's located on the 3rd floor of the Washington Street Mills in the heart of downtown Dover. As you enter the restaurant, you are in the living room. No reservations needed. Decorated with couches and comfy chairs, the menu differs from that of the chef's table.
This was a yoga studio before we got our hands on it. So we had some beautiful wood floors, some really good energy, and then we brought in a kitchen, designed it, and brought in a little bit of stainless steel and built it the way that we wanted it to be.
When Evan is not in the kitchen, he works closely with several farms to source fresh produce and meats. Farm to table is not a slogan to this celebrated chef. It's simply the way he operates his kitchen.
Come on, daughters.
Evan works with Jim and Annette at Loudonshire Farm because they share the same philosophy: responsible and ethical breeding practices.
He will help if I need help on the farm. And so that idea of farm to table, of what it really means to have that relationship, Evan embodies that.
And our guests and the people in their communities, they really want to be a part of the community and give back and connect to it, and to know where their food comes from.
Black Welsh mountain sheep from Loudonshire Farm, roasted over the fire, brushed with coffee on a bed of little neck clams and twisted hazelnuts and fermented carrot juice.
Using texture to move flavor.
That's so good.
It's nice and tender,
That's
right?
really nice.
To share his creativity with aspiring chefs, Evan has an educational program where he selects a chef to work alongside him for 1 week. That chef must prepare 3 of his or her own recipes.
They propose the ideas, they try out the different pieces to it, we taste everything together collectively as a team, we taste everything, and we help that chef or that cook improve on what that idea is, so they really get what's going on in their head onto that plate.
The most recent pick is Evan's sous chef, Yundi Lee. Everything she created was in memory of her grandmother.
I can create something based on what she gave me when I was a kid. And the joy that when she gives me the food, or the joy that I felt when she gave me the food, I wanted to recreate all those and give it to people and tell them the story about me, about who we are in New England, about who my grandmother was.
Evan and Yundi prepare the nightly menu with little conversation. They have a rhythm and balance each other well in the kitchen. She says she's learned so much under his mentorship.
And it's such a excitement and such a amazing thing that I get to do here, and that's why I have a big smile on my face all the time.
One item guests refuse to let Evan remove from the menu: these baked French pastries. The Madeleine is part cake, part cookie, but all the way delightful, and made with an ingredient that might surprise you: wild mushrooms, baked and dipped into aerated brie and ginger, then mixed with warm honey.
It's like fondue, but way cooler.
Wow.
That's the reaction we get often.
Evan believes New Hampshire's culinary scene is thriving right now. His way of connecting to community is a style he says more people are embracing.
We want to connect to our community, to the people that create things that are on the same philosophical line as us. Our values align, that it is rooted very deeply in history and community, and that we can bring that into a more modern setting and then apply our creativity to it.